Hey everyone, what's going on? Is back with another explosive update. Stick around as we dive into the craziest news, stories, and rumors you absolutely need to hear, including fans dragging Liv Morgan, Rhea Ripley losing her temper, Vince McMahon teasing a jaw-dropping return, former WWE stars now walking free as free agents, a massive AEW departure, and so much more. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button and tap the notification bell so you never miss a single wrestling update. All right, let's roll the intro and jump straight into our very first story. Fans are calling out Liv Morgan. Our headline story today centers on the backlash aimed at Women's World Champion Liv Morgan following the drop of WWE Unreal 3. The series pulls back the curtain on the aftermath of Morgan's WrestleMania clash against Stephanie Vaca, and it exposes something ugly about the current state of the women's division. In the footage, Morgan and WWE creative boss Triple H are seen talking, and Morgan casually tells him that she and Vaca managed to make up some time. Fans were stunned to learn that Morgan and Vaca weren't even given 10 minutes for their WrestleMania showdown. And the idea that both competitors entered that match focused on shaving off time for other segments is downright shocking. This is the kind of practice that used to happen in WWE roughly 20 years ago. The fact that the women in a world title bout at WrestleMania are still dealing with this says everything about where WWE stands today. Naturally, fans flooded social media to express their frustration, with one supporter writing that Charlotte Flair ignored referees screaming at her to wrap up during her own WrestleMania match, delivering one of the greatest performances of WrestleMania 39. Meanwhile, Liv Morgan was seen grinning and cheerfully informing her boss that she'd freed up extra time for them, leaving many to question why the women's division remains stuck in this situation. Some fans believe Morgan is failing the women around her and should be standing up to Triple H whenever moments like this occur. If this had been Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch, or Bayley, there's no chance they would have simply gone along with it, let alone appeared thrilled about shrinking their own match time. Since Monday, there's been growing pressure for women on the roster to finally speak out against WWE's treatment of the division. This week on Raw, not a single women's match made the card. And for a show airing in 2026, that's simply inexcusable. Not one woman has publicly addressed this on social media, leaving fans to fight this battle on their behalf. Back in 2014 or 2015, AJ Lee would have already been calling out Stephanie McMahon directly online, but today, there's nothing but silence. This ongoing controversy surrounding the women's division could end up being a deciding factor in Bayley's potential exit from the company. Fans watched last year how brutally she was treated heading into WrestleMania. And now, just 48 hours after she elevated Lyra Valkyrie in a huge moment on Saturday night's main event, Valkyrie, or any other woman, for that matter, can't even land a spot on the card. Something has to change. And it's going to take the women on the roster finally speaking up and sharing their opinions. Rhea Ripley is furious. Reigning WWE Women's Champion Rhea Ripley took to X to blast fans directly. According to Ripley, X is packed with tiny idiotic humans who are terrible excuses for people. There are a lot of tiny little idiotic humans on this app. Literally good for nothing, hypocritical, terrible excuses for humans. The level of delusion is honestly funny. Pure jokes. If this triggers you, then it's meant for you. Hope that clears things up. It's not entirely clear what set Ripley off, but it's likely trolls on the platform once again trying to provoke one of WWE's most beloved stars, Vince McMahon, to make a shocking comeback. Well, this next story is guaranteed to dominate wrestling conversations today. This week, reports surfaced that Janelle Grant's lawsuit against Vince McMahon and WWE is heading to private arbitration. Because of this, speculation has grown that McMahon may be plotting a return to WWE in some form. While these remain rumors for now, it's not something we can fully rule out, at least not yet. Legendary commentator Jim Ross has weighed in on the situation, flatly stating on his podcast that McMahon isn't finished in this business. He isn't out of the game. Vince isn't out of the game. That's simply not who he is. But whatever move he makes next will likely tie back to wrestling, since that's where he built his legacy. Honestly, the world is wide open to him, though not much else seems to hold his interest. He loves wrestling, and that's exactly where I'd expect him to end up. JR even touched on the possibility of McMahon joining forces with AEW. He'll want to run his own operation, build his own empire, and go from there. So, off the top of my head, I'd guess probably not, and I don't see Tony Khan wanting to partner with him either. One possibility for McMahon would be launching a brand new wrestling promotion. The former WWE chairman certainly has the resources to pull that off. Still, age might not favor him when it comes to a fresh startup. So it may be wiser for McMahon to walk away from wrestling entirely. We Starfire's back. One WWE star has grown tired of the backlash surrounding WWE Unreal Season 3, appearing on The Rich Eisen Show. Reigning Women's US Champion Tiffany Stratton defended the series, saying it should earn fans a newfound respect for the business. I genuinely enjoy it. I love Unreal. I think it gives fans a completely different perspective on everything happening behind the curtain, and it earns the business a fresh level of respect. I don't think people truly grasp how much actually goes on backstage, and how often you have to adapt on the fly or improvise in the moment. Stratton then addressed the fans criticizing the show, saying that if they don't like it, they simply shouldn't watch it. Then maybe they'll end up watching it anyway and turn into wrestling fans because of it. The same people complaining about it online are the same ones tuning in and watching every episode. So, honestly, it doesn't really add up. If you don't like it, don't watch it. Unreal, without question, has no shortage of critics. Yet that's done little to stop WWE and Netflix from continuing to produce the show across 3 seasons. WWE Champion pushing for a new feud. Speaking of Tiffany Stratton, she's now openly campaigning for a rivalry with Women's Champion Rhea Ripley. Talking to Good Karma Wrestling, Stratton said she'd love the chance to work with Ripley and hopes her upcoming match at SummerSlam lays the groundwork for that feud. I would absolutely love to work with Rhea Ripley. I feel like this interim women's championship match is the perfect stepping stone toward that. I picture myself as Tiffy time, Tiffany Stratton capturing that title and becoming Tiffy 2 titles. And then if Rhea wants a shot at reclaiming her WWE Women's Championship, she's more than welcome to try. There are still 3 names left to be announced for that interim title match, and we're expected to learn the remaining names tomorrow night on SmackDown. Alexa Bliss injury update. Alexa Bliss has been sidelined with an arm injury, but the encouraging news is that it's healing quickly, meaning she could return to television soon. Speaking on ESPN's Vibe Check, Bliss revealed she believes there's a bone chip and one of her ligaments is overstretched. Zaji got me. She bent my elbow backward with a chair, which honestly is fine since my elbows are naturally flexible, but it went a bit too far that time. And when she slammed the chair down, I think that's when the bone chip happened and the ligament got overstretched. Bliss added that she's currently wearing a brace designed to keep everything stabilized. It's uncomfortable, but mostly just bulky and inconvenient rather than painful. It's holding everything in place, healing quickly, and hopefully it'll only take a couple more weeks before she's fully good. based on how things are progressing, we're likely looking at a post-SummerSlam return for the multi-time former world champion. Former WWE names now free agents. Today marks a major milestone for several WWE stars who were released earlier this year, as the following names are officially free agents and able to sign with any promotion on the planet. Kairi Sunny Black, Zelina Vega White, Santos Escobar Dingans, and Zoe Stark. The only name on this list confirmed to have AEW interest is the Motor City Machine Guns, with multiple reports suggesting Tony Khan is eyeing the wildly popular tag team. It's decision time for Bayley. Bayley is facing a massive choice in the near future. Either signing a new deal with WWE or walking away entirely and potentially landing with a promotion like AEW. There's been heavy speculation that Saturday night's main event was designed to write her off television. And now, Dave Meltzer on Wrestling Observer Radio has drawn direct parallels to the Ricochet storyline from 2024 with Ricochet. He hadn't signed his new contract, and the longer he held off signing, the more people assumed he was on his way out. There were even reports claiming he'd already left before he'd actually made up his mind. But he was leaning toward exiting, and in the end, that's exactly what happened. Still, if you recall that final angle they built around him, it was crafted so that signing his contract would lead directly into a return storyline. Brian Alvarez then added that this Saturday night angle works, regardless of what Bayley ultimately decides. I think it's the exact same setup. If Bayley ends up re-signing, there's already a built-in storyline with Lyra, and if she walks away, then Lyra destroyed her and drove her out of the company. So, either way, that's clearly the plan here. It was reported yesterday that massive, multi-million-dollar contract offers from both AEW and WWE are being prepared for the former world champion. And as always, rest me updated the moment there's news on her huge, career-defining decision. A massive AEW exit. Our final story today explores the possibility of a major AEW departure looming on the horizon. Earlier this week, a story spread across social media involving Sammy Guevara, tied to changes in his social media bio. Fans noticed Guevara had wiped every mention of AEW from his profile, sparking speculation that the promotion's cornerstone star might be leaving and possibly heading to WWE. Turns out, this whole thing is nothing, as Brian Alvarez on Wrestling Observer Radio confirmed his contract hasn't expired and that AEW was never even listed in his bio to begin with. As it stands, his contract remains active. He hasn't been released. Nothing has actually changed. I was told AEW had never appeared in his social media bio at all. Guevara was one of the very first stars ever signed to an AEW contract. So the mere idea of him walking away would send massive shockwaves through the entire wrestling world. And there you have it, folks. The wildest news, stories, and rumors you absolutely need to stay on top of. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Hit that like button if you enjoyed this. And I'll catch you next time with even more can't miss wrestling content.